wholeness. Welcome to Runes of Silvertree. Thank you so much for listening in on the 5th episode of the year. This is season 2 of the Wild Boar. I'm very, very happy that you are here. I feel so happy and grateful. Thank you. The title of this message, the last message of this month, is Alchemy in You. And today we're going to analyze and study a bit of the elements in each of the sigils that I pulled for the energy vortex of the human collective. I believe alchemy is incredibly important. It is part of the unseen forces that live and exist within every being having a human experience. And it takes many processes to come to this realization of what and who and why we are the way we are. And so alchemy and energy manipulation kind of go hand in hand. The elemental magic that I am going to talk about today, I view them as 5. You have the ether, you have earth, wind, fire, water. And each one of these affects our energy vortex, the mind, heart, body. It affects our daily life, how we perceive our world, how the world interacts with us, how we interact with the world, our relationships. It's everywhere. And, there's a science in spirituality. There's a science in metaphysics. And this is something that our paradigm, or actually, we have done this to ourselves. The human collective has turned its back on its alchemical understanding and our relationship to it, and how that has affected our world and how we perceive our reality. We as a collective have fallen and tripped up and forgotten and buried and made it secret, right? Occultism. We made alchemy this secret thing that only certain people have access to. And that is a bold-faced lie. We all have this power within us that you can't truly really find in a book. And so I just want to take the time to go into each element in each of the cards that I pulled for us today. Here we go. So for the energy vortex, for the mind body, I pulled this card, and you can see that this symbol, this rune, it looks like a plant, and the plant is connected to what looks like a drop of water, and then you have a smaller water droplet inside, and within the water droplet you have what looks like a star. Okay, now what are the elements here? What is this saying? We have the plant that represents the earth energy. Okay, the earth energy of the mind. We have the water. Okay, the water droplet, that's that water energy. And then the star in the middle is the ether, the spirit, the ethereal. How does this affect our mind, body as a human collective? Earth, being grounded in your thoughts. Water, being pure in your thoughts, in your thinking. Ether, the psychic the psychic connection that we have, okay, with each other, with the mind, right? This is what this is. This is what this card, this sigil means, okay? How does this affect our mind? When you hear the phrase, she has her head on her shoulders, he has his head on his shoulders, what does that mean? Right? What does that mean to you? Oh, that person, they've got a good head on their shoulders. You know, that means that person is grounded within themselves, that they have a sense of self-awareness, that they are of a stable mind. And when I see this plant, this herb, it's almost like, and it's coming out of this water, out of something pure. It's almost like a pure thought, okay? A pure thinking and being guided by spirit, by this star. Have you ever had a moment where you are working on a project and you have ideas just flooding, right? The ideas flood. See that water energy coming through? The ideas flood through. There's an opening, a flood of ideas, a flood of thoughts and just creativity and imagination. I see for the human collective an opening of imagination here. With this earth, water, and ethereal energies in the mind body, I see that, I feel that. There's an opportunity of new ideas, birth of new ideas, and that water energy is symbolic for clarity and purity. So it's something of, it's very, very positive and uplifting, something that can help us and advance us, something that would be useful for the mind body of the human collective. Next, we have the heart. The energies that I see here, and this is a different interpretation, so do your best to follow. I see a flame. I see a flame, and I see a spiral energy that's representative of the serpent or the kundalini, which is fire. It's very fire-like, okay? And then within this flame, we have the alchemical symbol of energy manipulation and magic, fire, passion. So it's almost like a flame, a fire is being ignited in our heart. That passion, that drive. When we have a pure idea in our mind as a human collective and we agree on it, it moves to our heart. And when we feel that, it ignites that inner light within us. It ignites something within. We awaken. It drives us with that life force and within the heart. Right? Whenever I hear the word passion, I intuitively connect it to fire. Okay? So having that passion in the heart is incredibly important, and that's what I'm see here. I'm seeing this flame, this candle being lit. And I see alchemy. I see this symbol here in the middle, where you see what looks like electrons and protons. And then you see these little hands on the outside manipulating those electrons, protons, and neutrons. That's movement of atoms and energy, because everything is energy. And when I'm seeing this, I'm seeing balance. You see the 5 dots, right? Fire, water, earth, wind, ether, all being used simultaneously. And this is within the heart. This means whenever the heart center is being activated, within you. It's like it's almost like you have access to infinite wisdom, like a deep knowing. And nothing can deter you. When the heart is involved, nothing can take you off your path. The mind is a different thing. The mind can be distracted and can be taken off one way and then another. It can be stalled, it can be stopped, it can be pushed. It's almost very elastic-like. But the heart, when the heart chooses something, it's very difficult for the heart to no longer be involved. A great wounding takes place when that happens. And this, though, as I see master of alchemy, I see individuals being a master of their craft. They know what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. And even if they don't know why, it's such a call. When the heart calls out, when the heart screams, when the heart sings out, right? It's unbreakable. It's unshakable. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a lot of fire energy. All of this is, apart from the alchemical symbol, the rune, it can be symbolic of the wind energy or ether, okay? Because there's a lot of just movement, unseen movement to the physical eye. And when you put fire with that, when you ignite that flame in the heart, you're unstoppable. This is the alchemy in you. Last but not least, we have the body. We have the physical form, the material world. This is the broken arrow, okay? An arrow will you pull it back with your bow and you release it and it moves in one direction, wherever you point it to. What happens when the arrow breaks? It becomes still. And sometimes we need stillness. Sometimes we need to calm down, right? With all this heart energy moving around so quickly, right? We get passionate. We're like, oh my gosh, eureka, I know exactly what to do. And then with our physical form, it's like it has to catch up, right? You have pure thought, you have passion in your heart, and then, oh no, you have a broken sword. Or not sword, a broken arrow. Okay? The elements that I see here, you have an individual standing very firm in the earth. And then you have the wind energy pulling him left to right. Now, this is wind and earth energy. It's almost like a mountain. Does a mountain move when the wind blows? It does not. So it's this rune is very symbolic of strength. A type of strength where it's grounded. It's a lot of earth, and with the wind, it's just moving all the, I have this image of a mountain, okay? A mountain. Or no, better yet, I see a woman. Bag lady, okay? A woman carrying tons of bags, and she's a big woman, but she's got about 10, 20 bags, and then in comes this huge windstorm, and it blows each bag. It even takes her hat away. One bag to the left, just whoosh, the wind takes it away. Another bag on her shoulder, whoosh. Another bag to the right gets blown away. Until she no longer is carrying the burdens that she doesn't need anymore. In the previous reading last week, the reading was, or about 2 weeks ago, it was called Purging Needful Things. Letting go of things that you can't carry with you, can't take with you. because I'm seeing this beautiful opportunity of them in the mind and of the heart, and in the body. It's like there's still some things you got to let go. And I'm seeing here with the spiral, I'm seeing the serpent, the kundalini energy of that fire energy. And then I'm also seeing a cooling energy, that water. So it's like, it's a purification of sorts. You have, something burning, useless stuff, the disagreeable energies and things that just are burdening us and keeping us down. Okay? And then below, I'm seeing this cool, like water. It's almost like when, if you can envision this energy, this earth energy as a volcano, where it erupts because it has so much passion. That heart energy is just so full of so much passion and fire, and it purifies, and it literally takes out all the green life. All the green life. There's no tree, no herb, no plant in sight, no flower, nothing. It's been burnt. And everything is black and tar. And then one day, it begins to rain. And it rains and it rains and it rains and it pours and it rains and it pours. And suddenly, a little seedling begins to grow. Oh, you see how it ties into the first card that I pulled? Do you see that? Do you see the herb growing from all this water? So there's a newness here. Some people like to use fire, and I can get into that if it's a request on how to use the alchemy of fire, to burn things, meaning like a ritual, an energy practice that you can tune into and use it as a way to purify, or water. Okay, I can get into a practice, a ritual for that as well, to help purify. But all this to say, you have fire, you have earth, wind, water. Okay, this is the alchemy of our collective, our human collective at this time. All of this ties in together beautifully. It really does. It's very, very beautiful. So take this time, take your time, read up on alchemy and what it is, what it means. For those of you that connect with it, because it affects you. Fire affects you, water affects you, wind affects you, earth affects you, ether affects you. I can make a separate video if you wish on what body parts and what each element, how it rules certain aspects of your life. I might do that actually, because I think that would be very beneficial for this channel, because I know, in conclusion, I know that with my runes and with my sigils, all of my spiritual tools come from source, and I was guided and directed to anything that I share on a metaphysical level. I have to create it myself, from oracle cards to runes, from cleansing tools, spiritual tools, all of it I have to create myself. Everything has to be organic and made with my hands. And I can make a video discussing the importance of making your own spiritual tools as a energy manipulator, okay, or energy worker. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love discussing this. If you have any questions, please leave comments or questions below in the comment section. Please visit SLVRTR, my music channel on YouTube, and as well as Seeds of Silvertree. And always remember, expand your consciousness, evolve your human being, and embrace supreme loving guidance as always. May this message find you well and whole. Until next time, see you next month.